I heard a splatter sound. Looking towards where the sound came from, I saw a smashed dumpling sticking to my mom's cheek as she sat across from me.
Old hags and poor folks should stay away.
My mom wiped her face with a napkin, trying to look unfazed, but her expression was filled with disgust.
You're Sarah Murphy, handling foreign currency deposits at the New York Bank, aren't you?
Yes, that's me. You don't seem to have dementia yet. Keep up a part-time work.
Right, I will remember you well until tomorrow.
My mom said this, then quietly stood up and walked away briskly ahead of me. My name is Jessica Jones, a 29-year-old office worker. Since graduating from college, I dedicated myself to my job and didn't date, but a few months ago, I got a boyfriend. His name is Charlie. He was the same age, introduced to me by a colleague of mine, and although he had a steady job as a banker, he was nice and gentle and a polite talker to everyone, so I felt comfortable with him. I would like to marry someone like him. I secretly thought to myself. With my desire, I thought it was too early to introduce him to my mom.
I'm Charlie. I've been dating Jessica for 3 months now. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for your polite greeting. You are a good man, too good for my daughter.
My mom smiled as she watched Charlie's polite greeting and his trembling hands presenting a gift.
Jessica is really kind and hardworking. I'm the one who's undeserving.
Is that so? She used to be such a klutz, a tomboy with short hair when she was little. Oh, right. Would you like to see her album?
Really? I would love to see it.
Wait a moment, Mom. My mom welcomed Charlie, and the three of us had a delightful dinner that day. After that, Charlie and I often visited my mom's house together. My dad passed away when I was a little girl, and my mom raised me as a single parent. Your happiness is my happiness, Jessica. Thank you for introducing Charlie to me, she would say, genuinely happy for my well-being. Seeing her happy face made me happy too. However, taking Charlie to see my mom too often made me worry that it might seem like I was pressuring him into marriage. I was considering marriage with Charlie, but I wasn't sure how he felt about it. When I told Charlie after visiting Mom alone, he said, "If you were going to your mom's, you should have told me." I was worried about her since she was feeling a bit under the weather last time, and I wanted to see her face. Plus, I wanted to talk about the movie she recommended. It turned out Charlie and my mom were getting along better than I thought. Given my mom's calm and gentle nature, they probably just clicked well. With work going smoothly and good relationships with my lover and family, I began to wonder if my life was going too well. 6 months into our relationship.
Jessica, for Mother's Day next month, shall we go out to eat? Just the 3 of us. There's a place I want to take you both. If you have plans just for the family, we can go another time.
Really? I love the idea, Charlie. Mom will be thrilled for sure. So, we decided to go out for dinner on Mother's Day. I thought about inviting my sister, but she was married and had little children, so we settled on just the 3 of us.
Oh, I thought I recognized this place. I love the Chinese food here.
Really? You knew about this restaurant?
Sure, I used to come here often, but Charlie, you really know my stuff, finding a place I like.
Charlie blushed with the compliment. Having never been to this restaurant, I followed Charlie and my mom's lead. The restaurant was adorned with chandeliers and large lanterns, showcasing luxurious decorations. A waiter stood tall next to a large swivel table. I understood that this is a high-end Chinese restaurant.
Then, please bring us the special course I ordered.
Charlie said calmly to the waiter, watched by my mom with a beaming smile. I was probably the only one feeling nervous in this situation. As we were tucking into the dishes being laid out one after another, the dumplings were laid out on the table. The pleasant aroma of dumplings filled the air. Then, from behind me, a high-pitched woman's voice rang out.
Charlie, right? What are you doing here?
You are, Sarah.
Charlie's face turned pale in an instant. I turned around to see a smirking woman standing with her arms crossed.
So, you left our bank and had the nerve to come here. You must have settled for a small regional bank, huh? Can you even afford this?
Charlie stopped his chopsticks and looked down slightly.
That's none of your concern, Sarah. Besides, we are in the middle of a precious dinner, so please stop.
Charlie's voice trembled slightly.
My apologies for interrupting your precious dinner.
Sarah said, scrutinizing my mom and me with a lingering look. I met her gaze. Excuse me, may I ask who you are? Sarah laughed again.
I'm Sarah Murphy, a former supervisor of Charlie at New York Bank.
Sarah seemed to take pride in her association with her workplace.
Oh, New York Bank, as in the major one.
My mom looked at Sarah with surprise, which was understandable since New York Bank is one of the biggest banks. Working there implied a high level of prestige. As we were struck dumb, Sarah let out a derisive laugh.
Look at you, amazed just because I work at New York Bank. How low have you fallen to dine with such a poor family?
When Sarah said that, Charlie, who usually speaks slowly, spoke louder.
How can you say such things to my loved ones? You should take back your words.
Sarah continued to snicker, even as Charlie grew angry. I tried to calm Charlie down for the moment. It was the first I heard of Charlie working at New York Bank, but I knew he had changed jobs due to harassment from a superior at his previous bank. He had been pursued by a married woman who was his mentor at the bank where he first got a job. When Charlie firmly rejected her advances, she started to blame him for her mistakes and even deliberately lost documents he was responsible for, subjecting him to severe bullying. Eventually, Charlie couldn't endure the harassment and resigned. This is the woman who was Charlie's new employee mentor. So, you're the one who drove Charlie to resign?
What are you talking about? I just honestly reported to the boss that Charlie couldn't do his job. I was merely fulfilling my duties as the mentor for dropouts.
You were just his new employee mentor, but you were very close to him. My words made Sarah pause momentarily. She seemed to realize that Charlie had told me everything. Then she blinked and furrowed her brow.
Who are you talking to? I'm a different class of person from you people.
How are we different in class?
We are entirely different. An elite like me working in the foreign currency deposit department of the major bank. A man who has dropped out of the elite and works hard all his life for little pay. And a woman working for some dirty small to medium enterprise. And an old hag who works part-time. I am not someone you can casually chat with.
Sarah's harsh words naturally made my jaw clench and my teeth grind. She looked at us and laughed heartily.
I feel sick sharing a meal in the same place as you. I'll forgive Charlie for old time's sake, but can this low-class family leave now?
I was at my breaking point and almost slammed my napkin on the table, but my mom stopped me.
We will leave once we finish our meal. Please go back to your seat without minding us. Your food will get cold.
Looking at her table, there was only one set of dishes laid out. My mom's words implied, eat alone and be miserable. Considering the conversation over, we turned back to our table and picked up our chopsticks again. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a shadow hastily reaching for a plate.
You guys are a burden on society.
The next moment, I heard a splat sound. Turning towards the sound, I saw a smashed dumpling sticking to my mom's cheek, sitting across from me.
Old hags and poor folks should stay away.
Hey. How terrible could you do that?
Are you okay, Carol? I'm so sorry, someone.
Charlie was about to call the restaurant staff when my mom stopped him.
It's not right to throw food, especially something so hot.
While she wiped her face with a napkin trying to remain calm, her expression was full of disgust. Sarah laughed loudly at this sight.
Let's just leave. This meal is ruined anyway. You're Sarah Murphy from New York Bank, handling foreign currency deposits, right?
That's correct. It seems you don't have to worry about dementia yet. Keep up a part-time work.
Sure, I will remember you well until tomorrow.
After saying that, my mom silently stood up and walked away briskly. Her cheek was red, so we decided to stop by a doctor for treatment on our way home. Charlie apologized many times for the day's events, but my mom, with a smile, said, "It's not your fault, Charlie. No need to apologize anymore," and she forgave him generously. I was curious about my mom's words, but their meaning became clear the next day. The following day, while I was at work taking my lunch break, I received a call from Charlie. He usually didn't call during the day. Thinking something must have happened, I quickly answered, and Charlie's voice was trembling.
Who the hell is your mom?
What are you talking about?
I received a strange call this morning. The content was bizarre, but it seems my seniors already know about it.
Charlie was panicking, his thoughts jumbled as he spoke. However, unable to understand what Charlie was trying to say in his panic, I decided to listen to his story after work. We decided that if it was matters involving my mom, we would talk about it with her as well, so we headed to my mom's house.
Hi, Jessica, Charlie. What is it? Craving my baked potato again.
Baked potato, I love those. But no, that's not why we're here. Was it you who called my bank expressing interest in doing business?
Really? Is that true, Mom? While tying her apron, my mom smiled mischievously.
That's right. I'd like to do business with your bank from now on, my dear banker.
Charlie looked utterly flabbergasted. Charlie? What business? As I asked, Charlie took a deep breath, trying to calm himself. Then, the doorbell rang.
Just in time. Come on, you two, join us.
What? When my mom opened the door, a tall man followed by a smaller, hunched-over Sarah stood there. Why is the president of New York Bank here? The man, sweating and offering a luxurious gift, appeared to be the president of New York Bank.
We are here because of the sudden account closure. What has happened?
I have decided never to do business with your bank again.
My mom stated with an unusually sharp tone, uncharacteristic of her usual gentle demeanor. The president was in a panic. His shirt collar soaked with sweat. My eyes met Sarah's, but Sarah quickly turned away.
Please let us know if there is anything we can do. However, we earnestly request you to reconsider the cancellation of the $150 million deposit.
So, the phone call I received this morning wasn't a lie.
Charlie murmured, eyes widening in realization.
You were the ones who refused, right, Sarah Murphy? You said our classes as people are different, that you feel sick being in the same space as someone lower class like me, right? Then you wouldn't want to hold on to my money either.
That's not what I meant.
Sarah struggled for words, her eyes darting around. The bank president turned sharply towards her.
Did you say that? Do you not know who this woman is? She is Carol Jones, one of the top 3 investors in the USA, a legendary figure.
Indeed, my mom was a well-known legendary investor. With a net worth of several billions of dollars, had entrusted $150 million for management to New York Bank. However, due to the incident with Sarah, she decided to cancel this deposit. Realizing the gravity of her actions, Sarah trembled.
What are you doing? Apologize to her.
The president forced Sarah to apologize.
I am truly sorry.
My mom watched them apologize with a quiet disdain. However, her words cold.
No, I will not forgive you. As I have already decided and mentioned on the phone today, please transfer my deposit to the designated bank by the end of this month.
I am so sorry. Please, I beg you to reconsider. I didn't know who you were and were rude, but such an incident will never happen again.
If you judged people by their appearance and acted so rudely towards them, then I can't trust you.
Sarah swallowed hard at my mom's sharp words, collapsing to her knees.
Please, I'm really sorry.
I was astonished to see 2 adults, Sarah and the president in a suit, apologizing profusely to my mom. However, my mom did not nod in agreement at all. Sarah, realizing she was not forgiven, looked up. Then, making eye contact with me and Charlie, she crawled over. What are you doing?
Jessica, Charlie, I'm so sorry. Please forgive my rudeness.
Sarah continued to apologize loudly, dripping with sweat. Then she gave a creepy smile and started talking to us.
I never thought Charlie would be dating such a high-class daughter. You are something. Birds of a feather flock together.
Charlie's brows furrowed naturally upon hearing Sarah's words. Then, the president asked, "Excuse me, do Charlie and Sarah know each other?" Sarah visibly paled at the president's question. Charlie clenched his fist tightly and took a deep breath.
Yes, I used to work at the New York bank a few years ago. Sarah, here was my new employee mentor.
Is that so? Well, if you're interested, would you consider working at New York Bank again? We can certainly offer you a very good position.
The president suggested it to Charlie with a smile similar to Sarah's. However, after a brief silence, Charlie looked straight at the president and said,
No, thank you. I don't want to be one of the mentor's forced affairs. And I will never return to the New York bank, where it is common for junior employees to take responsibility for their boss's mistakes.
First affairs. Taking the fall for mistakes. Sarah, can you explain this?
Sarah turned deathly pale, while, conversely, the president's face turned red.
Well, that's...
Do you realize what would happen to our bank if this comes to light?
However, I realized that the president's concern wasn't just about the bank. His anger was different from that of a boss who scolds his employees. It was a look of contempt and sadness directed at Sarah. Excuse me if I'm mistaken, but could it be that you, the president, also have something with Sarah? When I asked this, the president looked down quietly. And then, drops of water different from sweat fell to the floor.
You said I was the one you were meant to be with. We are both married, but it was just that we met too late.
Could it really be? I was speechless at the shocking turn of events. While we were taken aback, the president confronted Sarah, who had been having affairs at work despite being married. Moreover, she was using these affairs not just as flings, but to continue her relationship with her boss to advance her career. Sarah just hung her head in shame. The president was devastated by the shock. Learning the truth, I felt a rush of anger. You sure looked down on us, didn't you?
Well, I have a prestigious education and landed a job at New York Bank.
And you think engaging in such despicable acts makes you elite?
I just wanted to climb the career ladder.
Sarah's eyes darted around, searching for an excuse. You just admitted that you're incompetent and can't do your job.
Well.
You judged us solely by our appearance, calling us poor, but no matter how excellent your education or career might be, what you've done is morally bankrupt. Now, you will face the consequences. After a moment of silence, my mom chuckled and clapped her hands loudly once.
That's the end of that. Don't come to my house anymore, and don't contact me unless it's to arrange the payment. Now, if you understand, please leave.
Then, the president walked away listlessly, followed by Sarah. After they left through the front door, I watched them go for a while. Their aura was heavy and gloomy. Afterward, my mom's $150 million deposit was successfully transferred to the bank where Charlie works, and the matter was settled for the time being. Charlie's reputation at the bank improved due to this, and it seems certain he will be promoted in 6 months. On the other hand, according to a former colleague of Charlie, Sarah was fired after the incident. Her sudden dismissal became a topic of conversation among the bank employees, sparking rumors that something had happened. Then, someone well-informed about the affair between the president and Sarah was exposed in the bank. Furthermore, the wives of her other married lovers demanded alimony from Sarah. As a result, her affairs were revealed to her husband, leading to her divorce. Sarah was in debt for alimony payments and had lost her family. She confessed her affair with the president to the president's wife herself, saying, "It's not fair that I'm the only one who's unhappy." The wife calmly dealt with the confession and demanded alimony from Sarah. After this backfire and accumulating more debt, no one has seen Sarah since. 3 months have passed since then.
This Chinese food is always so delicious. but it would have been nice to make up for Mother's Day. After all, Charlie and Jessica weren't at fault.
But we couldn't finish the course meal that time.
Right. This is my way of making it up too. We returned to the high-end Chinese restaurant to make up for that day, the three of us dining together again. We just hope for more peaceful days like these.
By the way, Charlie, even if you and Jessica break up, I have no intention of changing the person in charge of my deposit. I dislike relationships where love isn't judged fairly.
Hey, Mom, what are you talking about? We're not held together by convenience. If we break up, it'll be clean and clear, right? Charlie's face turned red even though he hadn't drunk any alcohol.
I vow this first. Unless Jessica dislikes me, we won't separate.
Right, Charlie, you are passionate, just like Jessica's dad when he was young.
As I listened to this conversation, I looked in the mirror decorating the restaurant and saw my face had turned the same color as Charlie's, even though I hadn't drunk any alcohol.
A poor single parent is not needed. The bank doesn't have time to deal with poor clients like you. Just go ahead and close your meager accounts.
Mara and her mother sneered at us with a mocking grin. Mom, let's close the account.
We'll go to the bank tomorrow and discuss properly closing the account.
As promised, the next day we went to the bank to close the account. My name is Madeline Sulk. I am at 20. I'm working as part of the opening staff at a newly built nursing home, along with my 46-year-old mother. However, my mother's job as a care worker is not her main job. She is the chairperson of the medical welfare group that manages several nursing homes. Currently, she's helping out temporarily at the new nursing home because it's short-staffed until we can gather more care worker applicants. My grandmother initially led this medical welfare group as the chairperson. 5 years ago, when she was 70 years old, she retired due to old age. My mother, who had been the director of one of the nursing homes, took over the chairpersonship following my grandmother's retirement. It's been only 5 years since my mother became the chairperson of the medical welfare group. To support my busy mother, I didn't go to college, but started working on site after high school graduation. While I was busy, I was living fulfilling days. My grandmother founded the medical welfare group at 30 and expanded the business significantly after the introduction of long-term care insurance in 2000. My grandmother, who gained attention in the welfare industry as an accomplished female president, lost my grandfather to illness shortly after giving birth to my mother. My father also passed away when I was young, so our family of 3 women has been supporting each other. Now, I want to expand the business that my grandmother built along with my mother, the current chairperson. With that in mind, I was working hard at the newly established nursing home. One day, I received a postcard at home announcing my alma mater's reunion. Since my mother and I graduated from the same school, we received 2 copies. The postcard, in poppy lettering, read, "All graduates of New Green Girls School, let's gather." Mom, what's this postcard? It's so colorful, I exclaimed, snatching it from her hand. A reunion. You must be 20 years old or older to participate in a reunion. I only graduated from middle school, but I got one too. Well, I'm excited. Our alma mater is a well-known local girls' school, often referred to as a prestigious institution. I entered the middle school because I like my mother's alma mater and cute school uniform. However, the special environment of a girls' school did not suit me, so I went to another high school. Still, I have good friends from those middle school days. I was separated from my friends at a different high school, so I was glad to see them at the reunion. But my mother seems to be different.
If you want to go, then go ahead. I won't be attending.
I've never seen you attend a reunion. This year, I'll be there too. Let's go together.
I'm not going. I don't have a single good memory from my school days.
She looked so downcast that I became worried and peered into her face. "What's wrong with you? Did something bad happen?"
Well, yeah, but it's all in the distant past.
As her daughter, I shouldn't know about any bad experiences my mother had in high school. And she wouldn't be complaining to me now. I thought it unnecessary to ask her out, but I couldn't help expressing my concern. If there's someone nasty, you should just fight back. I hate to see you carrying such a painful past alone.
Fight back? No, that's just unthinkable.
I gave my mother a teasing smile as she looked at me in surprise. Maybe fight back was exaggerated, but don't you wonder, maybe the person who was mean to you back then is having a hard time now, or the one who bragged about being stylish has gained a lot of weight. She probably wondered why I bother confirming such a thing. My mother frowned at first, but then her expression lightened.
You're right, Madeline. I am a bit curious about what that girl is doing now. I wonder if she's still arrogant and has built her family with that attitude.
Mom, you're the chairperson of the medical welfare group now. You've grown a lot since high school, so be more confident. Your situation is totally different from when you were troubled by nasty classmates. Hearing my words, my mother's face brightened.
Yes, it's been 28 years since those days. I shouldn't be tied down by the past forever.
So she decided to go to the reunion. I'll be with you, so I'll protect you if anything happens.
Thank you. Let's go shopping for reunion outfits on our next day off.
And so, both my mother and I decided to attend the reunion. Despite what I said to Mother, there was someone I didn't want to see. She is Mara Norwood. She was a wealthy family, her grandfather a bank executive and her father a regional bank president. Mara would approach classmates who seemed weaker than herself, make them her followers, or look down on them while endlessly boasting about herself. She was nicknamed Princess, and some classmates clearly avoided her. I treated Mara normally, not overly submissive, but this seemed to irritate her. She has been looking for a topic and talking to me in a condescending attitude.
That pencil case looks pretty cheap. Where did you buy it? How much was it?
At a store near the station for $3.
What? $3? I never knew there were pencil cases that cheap. Mine is a designer goods. Daddy bought it for $200.
While saying this, Mara once flaunted her expensive pencil case in front of me.
That's nice.
I responded with a wry smile, and Mara sneered, saying,
I heard from my mom that you're from a single-parent family, right? It must be tough without a dad, having to use a $3 pencil case. So, what does your mom do?
She works at a nursing home.
At a nursing home. Taking care of old men and women, right? I can't believe people do such a dirty and smelly job.
I can't forget the scornful look Mara gave me at that moment.
Oh yeah, your mother only has jobs people don't do, because your family is poor.
Nursing is a tough but necessary job, and I respect my grandmother and mother who find their calling in it. Doesn't Mara ever think that she or her family might need such care when they get old? From that day, I stopped interacting with Mara. Then, other classmates began to speak unkind words to me.
That girl, she doesn't have a father, right? She's so poor. She can't buy what she wants. And her mom does that dirty and smelly job.
Mara must have told the other classmates about me being raised by a single parent. Some friends I thought were good friends stopped talking to me because they were worried about Mara's eyes. On the other hand, people who didn't think well of her told me a lot of bad things about her and asked me to agree. You think so, don't you? Tired of this girl group dynamic, I decided to go to a different high school. I never told my busy mother about this until now. And then, on the day of the reunion, I took a deep breath with my mother before entering the venue. The reunion was a standing-up party, but tables were organized by age group. my mother and I headed to our respective tables. My mother seemed to have met a friend right away, saying, "Long time no see. How have you been? It's been a while." "I'm good, but work has been busy and tiring lately." Her voice sounded happy. I was glad we came together. As I approached my table, I heard a shrill woman's voice.
"I thought there was a poorly dressed woman here, and it was you."
I turned to look at someone's loud voice in surprise and found my mother tangled with a woman in a fancy dress. One of Mom's friends arguing in her defense.
"Everyone has changed since then."
Exactly. Looking down on people and laughing is so immature.
The woman looked at me as I ran to my mother and said,
"Oh, the cheeky daughter is here too."
I saw the woman up close and knew immediately who she was. It was Mara's mother. I had heard that Mara's mother was an alumna, but I never realized she was my mother's classmate. Then Mara, resembling her mother, approached me.
"Wow, Madeline, you only finished middle school. How could you attend? Did you pay the reunion fee?"
Mara said with a grin. Her mother chimed in.
"It's such a disgrace when poor people like you ruin a glamorous event."
As I bit my lip in frustration, my mother boldly retorted,
Enough with the condescension. It's been 28 years since high school. We've all worked hard and built our lives, which are completely different now. Besides, I am a client at your bank, Kate.
As soon as they heard my mother's words, Mara and her mother started laughing.
"What? A poor single parent is a client at our bank? Don't make me laugh. How much have you deposited? A few $1,000s, or just a few hundred?"
Without bothering us, Mara started talking, but I couldn't believe her words.
"A poor single parent is not needed. The bank doesn't have time to deal with poor clients like you. Just go ahead and close your meager accounts."
The friends and classmates around were shocked by the outrageous behavior of Mara and her mother. Angered by their arrogance, I impulsively said to Mom, "Let's close the account."
"Oh, your daughter is very understanding."
Mara's mother looked down on me and smiled invincibly. "We don't want to deposit our money in the bank where people judge others based on their family situation," I stated firmly, and Mara and her mother looked at each other and burst into laughter again.
"That's right. Poor people should hold on to every penny they have, right?"
My mother sighed at their continued laughter and said, "Tomorrow, we'll go to the bank to discuss closing the account," but it seemed they weren't listening. We briefly greeted our close friends and left the reunion early to talk about our school days over dinner. After my mother contacted the bank the next day, we both went there. We met with the bank representative and the branch manager, as well as Mara's father, who is the president of the regional bank.
I am terribly sorry for the rude behavior of my wife and daughter. I will make sure to speak to them firmly, so please reconsider closing the account.
When the president said that, 3 men also begged us. Scolding them is not the point, I said with a sigh, pulling out my phone and placing it on the reception desk.
"What? A poor single parent is a client at our bank? Don't make me laugh. How much have you deposited? A few $1,000s, or just a few hundred?"
"A poor single parent is not needed. The bank doesn't have time to deal with poor clients like you. Just go ahead and close your meager accounts."
The phone played the recording of Mara and Kate mocking words from the previous day. Hearing the audio, the bank president's face turned even paler.
After being treated like this by Kate and Mara, we cannot continue our business with your bank.
However, our families have been in business since your grandmother started her company.
The president pleaded, and my mother calmly replied,
Sure, and if my mother didn't have a close relationship with you guys, I would have canceled earlier, because I was harassed a lot by Kate when I was a student.
I had heard about Mom's school experiences during our dinner the night before, and the harassment from Kate mirrored Mara's behavior towards me. It was truly a case of like mother, like daughter. It was clear why Mother had been reluctant to attend the reunion.
We wanted an apology from them, not just from you.
Well, my wife and daughter are a bit difficult.
The president probably felt that having Kate and Maria in this discussion would be even more troublesome. He seemed to be looking for a way to calm the situation without escalating it further. At that moment, the reception room door swung open.
How dare you record my voice? That's sneaky.
What are you going to do with it? Go to a lawyer or the police.
Both of you, I told you not to come in. Stay outside.
The bank president hastily tried to shoo them away, but my mother told him,
There's no need to send them out. I wanted to hear directly from them.
The bank president reluctantly let them stay.
As if it matters if a poor single parent closes their account. Our bank gains nothing. This meeting is a waste of time.
Why does Dad apologize to these people? Just go ahead and close the account.
The president hastily stopped Kate from criticizing my mother as a poor single parent.
Do you know who this person is? She's the chairperson of that medical welfare group. Our bank stopped client.
After the president shouted at them, I am very sorry that my wife and daughter are so ignorant and have been so rude. The president urged them to apologize to me and my mother. They didn't even understand why they were being scolded.
Do you two know at medical welfare group, which I run?
My mother asked, and Kate made an annoyed face.
A hospital. So you're bragging because you're the chairperson.
Hearing this, I was astonished at her ignorance, and my mother looked appalled.
It's not a hospital, but a corporation managing 80 care facilities nationwide. Our corporation's funds, totaling $200 million, are all deposited in this bank. We came here to close all those accounts.
My mother explained, but Kate seemed to catch only parts of the conversation. Mara looked utterly confused.
$200 million. But how? You're just a poor single parent.
Next to the dumbfounded Kate, the president looked like he was about to cry.
That's why I've been saying she's our most important client. If she closes her account, we lose $200 million in deposits, which would be a massive loss. And if everyone from a medical welfare group closes their accounts, the damage will be unimaginable.
What? That's really bad.
Have you just realized that now?
What have we done?
Finally grasping the gravity of the situation, Kate and Mara's complexions changed as if they were about to faint. Just then, a bank employee knocked on the door. A flustered bank employee was whispering something to the bank president.
No way. This is the end.
As the president collapsed to his knees in shock, Mara panicked.
Dad, what's wrong?
The employee then spoke up.
Some individuals claiming to be alumni of New Green Girls School have been calling to discuss closing their accounts.
Hearing this, Kate and Mara hurried out of the reception room. The trouble seemed far from us now.
Kate and Mara looked down on me as a poor single parent, without any sign of remorse. The president didn't show any sincere apology or effort. We cannot trust such a bank. Please proceed with closing our accounts immediately.
Yes. I'm terribly sorry. We'll start the account closure process right away.
Overwhelmed by my mother's sword fight, the president couldn't hide his agitation and ordered the branch manager to prepare documents. I was horrified to think that I had ever deposited important funds in such a sloppy bank. As we left the reception room after finalizing the account closure, we saw alumni from yesterday's reunion confronting Kate and Mara.
In high school, we were too scared to oppose Kate, but things are different now.
I run a company and have many business contacts. I've already advised them against using this bank.
Though we couldn't see Kate and Mara in the crowd, their apologies were audible. A friend noticed my mother and rushed over.
Sorry about yesterday. We couldn't stand up to Kate when she was so horrible to you.
It wasn't just yesterday. We've always been too scared to speak up against Kate in high school.
My mother had tears in her eyes when she saw a friend who cared and apologized.
It's not your fault. I've always been too scared of Kate, too.
This incident seemed to deepen the friendship between my mother and her friends. The classmates who had been afraid to speak up against Kate finally found her behavior intolerable after her remarks yesterday.
If you have time to apologize profusely, just go ahead and close my account.
Please proceed with closing the accounts of these people.
Mara and Kate said this and explained it to the bank employees, but they looked very bothered. The process was slow, and the two sat in discomfort for a long time. Afterward, the bank, having lost many customers, decided to change its president. The president's wife, Kate, and their daughter, Mara, who had lived arrogantly surrounded by followers, found themselves alone. Despite the loss of the main breadwinner's job, Mara and Kate's spending habits remained unchanged, leading to financial difficulties. The former president had long been in leadership. Mara had no work or household skills, and Kate had never even held a part-time job. The three couldn't find a decent job. Even the jobs they found ended quickly in termination. They even came to the nursing home where I work for a job interview. Caregiving jobs are short-staffed, so we don't reject applicants unless something happens.
I heard you would hire someone my age. Please, give me a job.
Please, we'll do anything. Just give us work.
Please, we're struggling.
But of course, my mother's response was,
We cannot hire those who looked down on caregiving work.
We turned away Mara and Kate, who left dejectedly. Later, Kate became reclusive. The former president developed dementia, and Mara dropped out of college to care for them both. Sometime after hearing these rumors, a gaunt Mary appeared before me.
I apologize for the past. I'm sorry. Please forgive my ignorance. I didn't understand how hard caregiving work is. It's so challenging even with my own parents, and now I greatly respect those who can care for others in the caregiving profession.
But it was too late for such realizations. If you and your family had realized this earlier, you wouldn't be in this predicament and could have enjoyed your later years in a luxury nursing facility. Upon hearing this, Mara broke down in tears in public. A year after our last meeting, there was an inquiry from someone seeking a place in the nursing home. Wait, Kate Norwood, could it be? To my surprise, the application confirmed it was indeed Kate seeking admission. When I saw Kate for the first time in a year, she looked old enough to be a different person. But even more unusual was her attendant, Mara. She appeared so aged beyond her 20s that one probably wouldn't recognize her if I saw her on the street. Facing such a tragic figure, I had to deliver the harsh truth. You're looking for a place to stay, but we currently have no vacancies, and there's a long waiting list, so immediate admission is difficult. Mara's eyes widened at my words. Her eyes were as if tears were falling.
Can't you make an exception? My mother's condition is worsening faster than my father's. She's started wandering, and I can't manage alone.
Mara's tears overflowed as she described her dire situation. But my answer remained firm. There's nothing we can do. Mara hung her head and left with Kate, who was speaking incomprehensibly. That was the last time I was involved with the Norwood family. Meanwhile, my mother and I continue to work hard at the medical welfare group and the understaffed nursing home. To support my mother, I am working hard as a staff member at the nursing home today as well. I am striving for the day I can succeed her as the chairperson, diligently focusing on the tasks at hand.
The groom suddenly picked up a plate full of food and hurled it onto the floor, causing the sauce to splatter dramatically across the carpet.
My bad. Slipped right out of my hand.
He was looking down at me and laughing heartily, announcing to everyone,
This buddy of mine sitting right here is a cleaner. He's used to handling messes, so let's leave it to him. Can you take care of this, Mr. Cleaner?
When I refused it, the bride stood in front of me, blocking my way.
My husband said, "You're the scum of society. Don't you dare talk back to an elite like that."
Then, my wife appeared out of nowhere and tapped the bride on the shoulder from behind. With a beaming smile, she declared,
"I'll ask my dad to erase the groom's seat at work."
Right after these words, the bride and groom were faced with a shocking reality, causing them to collapse to their knees. My name is Brian Smith, 26 years old. I lost my parents in an accident during my sophomore year of college. Drowning in grief, I dropped out of college and was despairing over life until someone's support helped me recover. Now, I'm working as a cleaner. I married Emily, a peer of mine, who graduated from a top university and worked at a major bank when I was 25. She was a corporate sales representative at her branch, known for her agility that matched any man's and her meticulous work that leveraged her femininity, steadily improving her sales record, and even being whispered about as a future female executive.
"I dream of working at the heart of the U.S. economy,"
she would say with sparkling eyes. During our dating days, I always wondered if someone like me, mismatched in education and job, could truly make her happy. But Emily would just laugh off such concerns. I still remember as if it was yesterday, the day she tearfully accepted my proposal. Even she had her weaknesses, though.
"Well, let's see."
Emily said so, staring at me from across the table as I ate. Emily had come home early from work for the first time and put her all into making dinner after watching a recipe video. The cream pasta she made, to be honest, wasn't great. The pasta was overcooked, the sauce was bland, and the broccoli was still hard. But for me, it wasn't about the taste. I was just happy that she tried so hard. "Yay, it's delicious," I said, trying to eat as much as I could without her noticing. However, Emily propped her cheek in her hand with a disappointed look.
"Brian, your nose expands when you lie."
I instinctively covered my nose with my hand.
"Why? I followed the recipe exactly."
I couldn't help but laugh as I watched her cradle her head in despair.
"That's awful. Laughing at me."
Emily puffed up her cheeks and glared at me. "Oh, I am sorry. I just thought you looked so cute. You're good at your job and manage everything so smoothly, but it seems like cooking is your only weak spot." She crossed her arms and looked at me sternly, as if analyzing herself after I said that.
"You know, my parents are divorced, right? My mom took me in but was too busy with work and did not cook much. We mostly had takeout or ate out, so I was never interested in cooking. So, you see, it's all my dad's fault that I can't cook."
I looked at my pouting wife and asked her something I had always wondered about. "Hey, have you ever seen your dad?"
"I met him once when I joined the bank. We talk on the phone a few times a year."
It's better to see him when you can. You never know when you might suddenly never get the chance again. I was reminiscing about my deceased parents.
"Brian,
Emily said, "I'll think about it." She placed her hand on mine on the table. That day, I was at work, tasked with cleaning the exterior walls of a certain office building. It had been a while since I was paired with Ken, a 45-year-old senior coworker. Ken was a senior cleaner, holding a cleaning technician certification. He was the person the president trusted the most. Our job for the day involved rope access work, performed by dangling from the roof. We call it swing work, since we sat on a swing-like setup to do the job. I'm not particularly afraid of heights, but the work was nerve-wracking since one mistake could lead to an accident.
Brian, remember to check the equipment. The president has specifically asked me to make sure you don't get into any accidents. We can't have Emily becoming a young widow.
Yes, sir. Taking Ken's words to heart, I carefully went about my tasks, one by one. After 5 hours of work, we had safely completed all our tasks. I was putting away the pylons and ropes we used to mark off the work area. Suddenly, someone called my name.
Brian?
Surprised, I turned around to find Tom Brown, who was in the same seminar as me in college. "Oh, Tom,